American Underdog. This is the latest film from the Erwin brothers, Andrew and Jon. It stars Zachary Levi and the Academy Award-winning actress Anna Paquin, as well as Dennis Quaid. It's about the life of Kurt Warner, his relationship with his wife Brenda, and the hardships and the tragedies and the happiness and the hard work and the faith that it took to bring it all together to prove that some dreams can become destiny. And this film is something that I recommend everyone to check out, and I can't wait to tell you about it on my next Conservative Take. So if you're unfamiliar with the way I do my movie reviews, then please check out this link right here, and that will tell you everything you need to know. Also, there will be a spoiler section, which we will note over here, so you can skip past that if you don't want to be spoiled by anything in the film. So for American Underdog, I'm going to give this story an 8. And the reason why I'm doing that, it's typically higher than I give most films that are biopics or true life stories, because, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you can't fabricate stuff out of thin air. But this story not only has incredible ups and downs, tremendous amount of faith and love and trusting in one another and horrendous tragedies and challenges, that's all there. But the way the directors, screenwriters put the actual narrative in place where dreams can become destiny, and it's a situation where they weave all these things together and make it enjoyable for the entire family. This is truly a 4-quadrant film, meaning that it's good for men and women, both above and below the age of 25 years old. It's great. The entire theater I saw this at was totally blown away by this. There was not a dry eye in the entire room. And I think, to me, it was even more special because I saw it in the theater after being away for almost 2 years. Just being in that environment at a screening with people looking to have a good time, it meant so much. And the film kind of parallels with that, persevering through horrible times and being rewarded by coming through it all and seeing benefits out of it. And in Kurt Warner's case and in Brenda's case, their rewards were tremendous. And as you see this film, you will see that. And again, I'm giving this an 8 because of the nuances that are there that the screenwriters put in place for our benefit. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's very romantic. And, I think you absolutely love that. So for the score of emotional impact, I'm going to give American Underdog an 8 because, like I said before, there was not a single dry eye in the room. But it wasn't just tears. This film has a lot of laughter in it as well. It's funny. It's humorous. It's very, very romantic. Okay. It's exceedingly romantic. It's great for kids. There's a child actor in there who's just adorable. And it's action-packed for us men who like football. The football sequences are very, very well done. It's really, really impressive, okay? And it's just all the way around. So you get the emotions from laughing, crying, adrenaline rush, being sad, and, being that romantic side of us is definitely there. So this film gets an 8 in emotional impact. And so for the category of intangibles, I give American Underdog a 9. And I think one of the things that really shines in this particular film in that category is the acting, it's the cast, it's the screenwriting, it's the direction. All that comes into play to have solid performances, and we get that from this cast. We get that from Zachary Levi, who is a dead ringer for Kurt Warner. Then you have Academy Award-winning actress Anna Paquin, marvelous as Brenda. And then, of course, we have Dennis Quaid, who plays Dick Vermeil. And for me, I knew who Dick Vermeil was as a Redskin fan growing up. I didn't like the Eagles, but I loved their coach. And it wasn't until I saw this film that I realized that Dick Vermeil and Kurt Warner's destiny was lockstep in parallel, to the point where their lives, their struggles on either side were coming together so they could both be elevated in a wonderful way that only God could put in place. And it's the faith that this film shows that God can make a difference if you just believe and continue with that faith. And that is what ends up being the one that gets the credit, and that's God. And so wonderful performance there. Wonderful for the screenwriters for being able to put that into a screenplay to make it compelling. The intangibles go across the score. It goes across, again, the acting. It goes into the set direction. It goes into the action sequences with the football scenes. The editing is hard-hitting and powerful and Us sports fans will love that. It's wonderful. And so I think this film truly is Oscar worthy. It really should be up for several nominations. And I mean that sincerely. And I hope that people take notice of this film because it really is remarkable. Okay, so the strongest strength in this film is going to be the watchability. And I give that a 10 because, again, as a 4-quadrant, everyone will want to see this film. Young, old, men and women, this film has something for everyone. It's a romance, it's a comedy, it's action, it's drama, it's suspense, and it has horrible tragedies. That's real life. So yeah, check out this film. It has a watchability of 10 for a reason, and I will talk more about that in the conservative take spoiler section. So for the weighted score of this film, I'm going to give it an 8, and I encourage you to watch this film with your entire family. And depending on when you watch this video in the future, depends on how you can see it. Obviously, if you're watching it before, go watch this film in the theater on Christmas Day. Otherwise, find out where you can see it and watch it. Now, again, for the entire family, I totally recommend it. Now, stick around to the spoiler section. I'm going to mention a few things for younger kids to be mindful of, and also people with certain sensibilities as well. But again, I think this is appropriate for just about every age group, and I just can't recommend it enough. Okay, so this is my spoiler section, and so be mindful. I may say some things that you don't want to know about the film. But if you're a parent with younger children and you're wondering if this film's appropriate, it's rated PG, so there's nothing really inappropriate for them. But, you know, there are some things, okay? So there's a scene when there's a major tragedy, and I'm not even going to tell you because I don't want you to know, but it's a major tragedy. Nothing's shown, there's no blood, there's no gore, but it's pretty traumatic, okay? And I want you to understand that for smaller kids. Also, if you're a Christian or you have sensibilities about drinking or premarital sex, nothing is shown other than, you know, maybe drinking a beer at a bar. But it's so encouraging and refreshing to see this story told as it happened. Kurt Warner and Brenda Warner were actively involved in this story. And according to the people I spoke to at the screening, they told me that they wanted this to be the way it happened. They're not going to sugarcoat anything. This is how God led them through these situations, and it is what it is. And so I want you to be mindful of that. Don't be surprised. But again, it's totally appropriate. I would let my 5-year-old see it. I would. So that's for you to make a decision on, but just be mindful of that going into this film. There's nothing political in this film. In fact, it's totally counterculture. It's about perseverance. It's about faith. It's about, you know, not blaming people, having integrity. It's just really, really encouraging. In fact, there's one scene. The reason why Kurt was able to get the job was because of his integrity. He didn't whine, he didn't complain, he didn't, you know, act like players do today, a lot of them. He just took it as a team player and ended up showing the coach that he was ready for the job. And also when he first got his first shot at Green Bay, it was a learning lesson and he was able to overcome a bad experience because he wasn't ready yet. And I think a lot of people feel entitled in this country, and you just have to understand that your time is when your time is. And if you don't work for it, and if you're not ready for it, then that time may never come. So valuable lessons across the board for everyone to see and learn, especially today. And so American Underdog gets a score of 16.75, which translates to 3.5 stars and a go for you and your family to go check out and enjoy. This is the highest score I've given a film in about 2 years, and it's so well deserved. So what's most important is, what do you think? Are you planning on seeing American Underdog? If you do, let me know in the comments below. I'd be really curious to know your thoughts on the relationship between Brenda and Kurt, his relationship with his coaches, the relationship with him and her family, particularly, and also, do you see a difference or a contrast between the way he handled things and the way sports figures today handle things? I'm just curious. And also, if you'd like to check out an interview that I did with co-director Jon Erwin, I'll leave a link below on that. I had a great time talking with Jon about this film, and the messaging that the directors want to put forth, the screenwriters, Liongate, is just so compelling, and I hope everyone partakes in this film. And so with that, if you like what we do on this channel, we take pop culture and politics and look at things conservatively, then please check out some more videos that we have for you right